Straight ahead on The Drift, we drift into the Newport International Boat Show, where John connects with the founder and chief designer of Palm Beach Yachts and hears the remarkable story behind one of the most respected names on the water. Then we're at the helm with Boat US, and a simple lesson that makes a big difference: how smart weight distribution can make for a better day on the bay. We meet a well-known islander with a heart for giving back, making a real impact on Martha's Vineyard. And our project boat is getting ready for a Yamaha repower with our friends at Full Keel Marine. It's all ahead on The Drift, the social place for boaters. Hello and welcome to the social place for boaters, The Drift. I'm your host, Sierra Goodwill. Let's drift sociably. Today we drift into the Newport International Boat Show, and John catches up with Mark Richards, founder and chief designer of Palm Beach Motor Yachts, to talk about his lifelong connection to the water, his pursuit of the perfect boat design, and how that vision continues to shape the future of Palm Beach Motor Yachts.
Mark Richards, Grand Banks and Palm Beach Yachts. Amazing. You're the guy behind it all.
I started Palm Beach Motor Yachts 30 years ago. It's hard to believe, and this is our 25th Newport Rhode Island Boat Show, and it's been a great journey. The only bad thing about it is it's gone very quickly. So it's a beautiful day here today on a beautiful Palm Beach GT60, and just really proud of what we've achieved.
Now, typically you think of the Grand Banks trawler-like.
Yeah.
We don't really call them trawlers, but that style,
Yeah.
right? The Palm Beaches, you think about that blue hull, that classic sort of design. Tell me about this one.
Yeah.
This is sort of out of the ordinary for Palm Beach, right?
Yeah, look, it is. It was a very specific, strategic decision to do something a bit more European influence design, and a bit more sporty than the classic sort of series. The Palm Beach Classic series is more down east style. Mm-hmm. This is a bit more Euro, faster looking, faster engines, bigger engines. This particular boat's our first jet drive, which has been an amazing success for us. But so it's just to do something different. We have an amazing hull shape, amazing technology and engineering, and we just wanted to put it into another form of yacht, and it's worked out really well. This is built for a very special client of ours. He's had several Palm Beaches, and the key to our business is we're a very custom boat builder as well. So this is very customised for his specific use, which is day boating, and it's exactly what he wanted. He's very specific in what he wants, and for us, it gives us a lot of joy and satisfaction out of giving them exactly what they want, and that's what this boat's all about.
This is a wonderful day boating setup.
Yeah, amazing.
First of all, jet drives.
Yeah.
So it gets you in just about anywhere.
Yeah.
Right? And this up area is phenomenal.
Yeah.
There's plenty of room for entertaining.
Well, he likes to entertain a lot of people for lunch for the day, and that's what it's all about. This boat has a pair of D13 1,000 horsepower Volvo Pentas, coupled to a set of 403 jet, Hamilton jet units, which is it's a 40-knot boat. They cruise at 35 knots, and he's had a lot of fun this summer. We're slowly progressing into the European market, and look, we just like building cool boats, right? And that's what we're trying to do. So it's working out well.
So tell me about your other lines. Grand Banks?
Yeah, look, we have obviously Grand Banks is a big deal for us, and it's a 70-year-old company next year, and we've redesigned the whole. It's a whole new range basically from my own designs, and that whole brand's coming along nicely. And once again, high-end performance, a lot of carbon fibre, super efficient hull form, and we're just trying to use half the fuel of anyone else in the business, and that's what we're doing. So,
as chief designer, your background's in design. Is that where you came up?
Yeah, no, look, I'm a boat builder by trade, and I just love design. I love designing the boats and doing stuff, and obviously I don't do all the design work, but the concepts are all out of my head, and I work very closely with customers, and a lot of our influence is through customer demand, and that's just how we've ended up with this amazing sort of range of boats that we have today, and it's a lot of fun.
Right, design is interesting because not only is there the aesthetic, but then there's the performance, right? And you need a blend of that.
Yeah. Look, aesthetics is critical for myself, and performance is even more critical. It's all about balance, and our hull form's very, very, it's one of the best hull forms you can use in a powerboat in my view. I'm a sailor. I've been sailing my whole life at a very high level, and balance of materials, carbon fibre up high, get the weight down low, lower centre of gravity, better performance at sea, more fuel efficient, and that's what we work very hard on every day of my life. Is what we're constantly thinking about performance and evolving the products as best we possibly can. There's a lot of cool stuff happening in the industry, and I think the next 10 years is going to be amazing for this industry. We're talking about foiling, semi-foiling, just a whole lot of cool stuff which we're sort of looking at as well. So, but all in all, I mean, we've developed a great design team who can pretty well do anything.
Do you see a future where boats of this size are up on foils? They're coming out above the water?
Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah. Just watch this space. That's what you're going to do.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
It's a true yachtsman's powerboat. Guided by Mark Richards' philosophy of building vessels as close to perfection as humanly possible, Palm Beach Motor Yachts pairs timeless design with uncompromising craftsmanship. For more on Palm Beach Motor Yachts and Grand Banks Yachts, visit driftsociably.com and at Drift Sociably on social media. Like, follow, share, subscribe, and drift sociably with us. Straight ahead on the Drift, just a few smart moves for a better balanced boat. On the Drift, the social place for boaters.
The Drift is brought to you by Boat US, Sociably, and Subaru of New England. At the Helm is brought to you by Boat US. Better boating starts here.
Welcome back to the social place for boaters, The Drift. Our friends from Boat US are once again at the helm. Today we head to class for a show and tell on proper weight distribution and why it makes all the difference once you're on the water.
Hey there folks, Lenny Rudo here for Boat US, and today we're going to talk about something that doesn't seem to get discussed much, but really is quite important, especially on small boats. And that's how you load them. Now for the sake of today's video, let's call a small boat anything 20 feet or under, but you should recognize on larger boats, how you load them will have an effect too. Let's take a real-world look at how weight affects a small boat. This one in particular is a 16-footer. We're going to simulate extra weight by filling 5-gallon buckets of water. So each one is about 40 pounds. And let's invite aboard some additional ballast in the form of Stacy. Come on, Stacy. Let's see what happens when we put all the extra weight on one side of the boat. See how the boat lists? Now, remember folks, this is just 120 extra pounds on one side. Heck, that's less than the weight of one average passenger. Clearly the boat's not running on an even keel, and this is downright uncomfortable. So what happens when all the weight's aft? Well, let's find out. With all the weight aft, the boat has a very difficult time trying to get on plane. Now, what happens if we put all that weight up forward in the bow of the boat? Well, not only won't the boat run properly, this is downright dangerous. A lot of weight in the bow of the boat can hold that bow down as it's meeting the waves. In fact, this is one of the most common mistakes people make when loading the boat. A lot of boats have seating up front, and your guests naturally step onto the boat and then sit down. And you know what? When you're idling around in calm water, that's perfectly fine. But as soon as you get into any kind of conditions where waves are involved, it's best to invite your guests aft and even out the load. Stacy, why don't we return to the stern? Now I've got all the weight in the boat centered, low, and properly distributed. Let's see how she runs. Now we're getting on plane, we're on an even keel, everything is looking good.
Better boating starts at BoatUS.com. Visit them for more helpful boating tips.
And now you can get the drift anytime on our social platforms at Drift Sociably, on the web at driftsociably.com, and catch full episodes on our YouTube channel at Drift Sociably. Catch The Drift in long form with The Drift Podcast, available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you catch your favorite podcast.
Coming up, our project boat has got a repower in her future. We're talking fresh horsepower with our friends at Full Keel Marine. Straight ahead on The Drift, the social place for boaters.
Boat US has been looking after the interests of recreational boaters for over 55 years. Our goal? To make boating better, safer, and worry-free. From coast to coast and over 600 towboats strong, the Towboat US fleet is the nation's largest. So when you need help on the water, you're not alone. For a day of worry-free boating, take us with you by downloading the Boat US app to get a tow or check weather and tides. Better boating starts here. Join today. The Drift Cares is made possible by Sociably, social media content solutions.
We all know the people and organizations who selflessly give back. We thank them and are honored to share their stories.
Well, I'm rolling down the highway, and I hope this rig will last.
He's a familiar face on Martha's Vineyard. He's Ernie Bach Jr., and he loves this place.
But the best is up ahead.
If you've spent time on the island, you've probably bumped into him. We took some time to kick back and explore Bach Park, the waterfront oasis and gardens that Ernie graciously donated to the people of Martha's Vineyard. Ernie talked about giving back and why it means so very much to him.
What's the give back about? What does that do for you as a person?
I think once you live life and achieve what you started out to do, it's the second mountain you climb. The first mountain is to obtain, take care of your family, make a couple bucks, and the second part of your life is giving back.
Tell me about Music Drives Us and Bach Philanthropy.
It's morphed into many different things. We're trying to keep music into the public sector, right, and mostly the schools. So we've been funding school projects for, next year will be 20 years.
So you've been providing instruments to schools for over 20 years.
Yeah, instruments, programs, teachers. We just put in 50 violins in a school in Boston.
Tell me more about Bach Philanthropy now, outside of Music Drives Us, which does amazing work.
Well, I have these initiatives. I have the Bach Center, which is 2 theaters, the Wang and the Schubert. More than just a theater, we have educational programs and a lot to integrate art into the community. I have Project Uganda, which is a hospital that I built in Uganda, a hospital, a school. We're about to start a big agricultural project there. We're going to raise chickens for the community. And I went to Uganda in 2015. I went with Nat Geo to do a TV show. And I fell in love with this village called Wajinja in Uganda. And I've been doing projects for 10 years there.
The best is up ahead. On this road on down.
For more information about Project Uganda and other Bach Philanthropy projects, visit driftsociably.com and follow The Drift at Drift Sociably on social media. Now there's a place where The Drift is always on. Check out our YouTube page at Drift Sociably. Find full episodes and your favorite Drift features. That's Drift Sociably on YouTube, the social place for boaters. Get the drift? There's really nothing like giving those old boats some new life. We love it. And John is getting ready to give our old Aquasport project boat some pumped up power with our project boat partners at Full Keel Marine.
John, our old Aquasport has never been treated like this before, inside on the off season. It doesn't know what hit it.
Yeah, she's been tucked away here. We've been excited to get ready for the project of getting some fresh power on her with Yamaha.
I've always wondered, do I go used power on this thing? Is it worthy of new power? Do we try to keep the old V6, as I call her, the smoke show, running for another season? But you've had a good solution here at Full Keel Marine and Yamaha for us.
Yeah, absolutely. So last year Yamaha came out with what they called the Golden Opportunity. It allowed some earlier models of the 4.2 V6s, the non-integrated steering models, which would be a direct replacement for this with hydraulic, to come in at a very competitive pricing. And for this particular project, it just makes sense. We've got a pretty decent trade-in program that we run, and we're running a promotion now this month. What we're doing is we're just looking at the Yamaha customers who've had successful 10, 12 years of boating with their what was once new power to them, and it still has equity, value. But then stepping into something newer for them, brand new, which is going to ideally provide them with another 10 to 15 years of flawless boating, trouble-free.
What are you going to give me for the old V6 here?
Yeah, I think this here fully running, compression checked. We got some readings there.
About $10.
Truthfully, this motor will probably go out the door for about 500.
All right. John, is our old Aquasport really worthy of this?
Absolutely. With a strong hull, strong transom, and you got a great platform. You love the boat. It's really what drives people to move up and upgrade the motor. What we're thinking for you here is same as this one here. This was a twin DEC control hydraulic steering repower, and that's exactly what we're going to be getting on the project boat. Hey John, let's take a step aboard this. We got a twin 250 repower going on now. We got the rigging installed, and we're going to show you what gauges and controls you're looking at.
You guys are cranking with a repower.
Yeah, it's a busy winter, and we're grateful for it.
All right, let's go. These are the gauges and controls. This is a dual you're doing here. We'll have a single, right?
That's correct. Yeah, this is a twin repower we got going now. But in the series of controls and gauges, this is exactly what you'll be looking at. Starting over here with the control box, you'll be single lever. The 6X9 control box is excellent. We've got start-stop feature on the control box. Coming over to the key switch, we got the key on with a push-button start, okay, and your safety lanyard. And then working our way over to the gauges here, you'll end up with your tack and your speed and fuel management.
Currently, I have the clank alert, which is, it alerts me when I'm going into drive or reverse because I get that clank. So I'm going to have the clank alert on this system?
Yeah, you're not. Your engine's going to be equipped with a match propeller that we're going to test and get the right pitch for speed and RPM. But also in that prop, it's got the shift dampening system. So the SDS is what makes that all go away.
Let's see how they're doing getting the old smoke show off that Aquasport.
Yeah, sounds good, buddy.
All right, man. John, I feel like there should be like a ceremony.
Yeah,
can we blow taps or do something for this old girl coming up our old boat?
I think taps would be appropriate. Yeah, we got the unmounting here. So the team here has just got the motor off. It's going to give us our final look at the transom.
John, pretty good here, right? You've already done the moisture test on this.
Yes, sir, that's right.
What else do you look for?
Yeah, we're looking obviously for cracking, not just right here, but we're looking towards the extents. Cracking, we're looking at the scupper tubes, make sure those are intact. That's obviously a real easy way to get water in. And most importantly, we're looking to make sure we don't see any water coming out. So, you got a solid transom.
So the new power just bolts right on?
Yeah, bolts right on. So this will all get cleaned up. We'll get a clean surface.
All right, so we're going to follow it through the process, and of course, Full Keel Marine, 100% full service. You're taking this thing from getting the old girl off to putting the new one on to wiring and controls and out the door.
All the way through. You got it. Absolutely.
And as always, you can find more Project Boat at driftsociably.com and at Drift Sociably on social media. And find the full Project Boat series on our YouTube channel at Drift Sociably. Straight ahead on the Drift, we drift above a true beacon of history.
Drift Above is brought to you by Subaru of New England.
And now, Subaru of New England takes us above the lakes, waterways, wildlife, and seashores that we so enjoy. Eastern Point Lighthouse isn't flashy. It's steady, dependable, and timeless, just like the harbor it protects. From above the rocks, the breakwater, and the open sea beyond, we drift above, reminded that some lights never stop shining. From up here, you can see why this light matters. It marks safe passage home, a promise after long days offshore, and a symbol of Gloucester's deep connection to the water. It's steady, dependable, and timeless, just like the harbor it protects. Below us, the famous Dog Bar breakwater stretches into the Atlantic, a path built from massive stones, calm on quiet days and dramatic when the sea reminds us who's in charge. Above the rocks, the breakwater, and the open sea beyond, we drift above, reminded that some lights never stop shining. Thanks for joining us, drifters. We'll see you again next time, right here, and maybe even out on the water. It's the social place for boaters, The Drift. For more like this, like, follow, share, and subscribe to The Drift at Drift Sociably, or visit us at driftsociably.com. For all of us here at The Drift, I'm Sierra Goodwill. Drift Sociably. Get the drift?
The Drift is brought to you by Boat US, Sociably, and Subaru of New England.